Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chomunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit and I want to welcome you to our Friday night puja. Tonight will be a Kriya Yoga, Puja, and Satsang. Before we begin, I'd like to make a few announcements of upcoming events. So this coming Tuesday will be a continuation of our Tuesday satsangs, which involve a gentle yoga sequence and meditation. And this will be kind of the round two of our chakra series. We'll be going through with yoga sequences and meditations for each of the 7 chakras. And this particular round of practices will be specifically centered around chair yoga and adaptive yoga. So that'll be continuing starting this coming Tuesday and the next 7 Tuesdays, and then another sequence for all 7 on the 8th week. The 11th is Mahashivaratri, the great night of Lord Shiva. And I encourage everybody to access the broadcast. It'll be presented by Shiva Sai Mandir, also here in Denver. They'll be doing various pujas and meditations and bhajan singing all through the night. So from sun up to sundown. And it's been customary during Shivaratri for me to do a puja to Lord Yama, Lord of Death, who is also known as Dharmaraja, the upholder of Dharma. He's an amazing guru, and he's actually the personification of Shiva's aspect of destroyer and renewer. And so this will be a puja next Friday, the 12th at 7 o'clock, to Lord Yama and Yami, who's really just a form of Ma Chomunda Kali. And the following Friday, we'll be doing a Yoga Nidra meditation. And then the Friday after that, we'll continue with the Kali Nitya's goddess series, and we'll be honoring the fourth, actually, of the Kali Nitya goddesses, the goddess Kurukula. So several things coming up. And something else that I'm looking to do, and I'm thinking of doing this actually the last Tuesday of the month, is after our satsang, after our yoga and meditation, I'm actually going to invite everybody to a Zoom meeting for a little question and answer session. And I'll tell you more about that over the next couple of weeks. But it would be nice to have something a little more interactive in the future. So details to come on that. So those of you who might be unfamiliar with Kriya Yoga is a meditative yoga. It's really a form of yogic meditation that has been practiced for literally thousands of years, but until fairly recently was the exclusive property of renunciates. And that began to change due to the work of 2 people. The great yogi, Mahavatar Babaji, who directed his disciple, Lahiri Mashaya, to teach these meditative practices to anybody who was willing to learn. So this began about the year 1860. I learned a form of Kriya Yoga back in very early 2006 during my first trip to India, and actually learned it in the city of Lahiri, this holy city of Varanasi. And so there's really 4 components to Kriya meditation. And so I'd like to I'd like to begin with a short warm-up meditation, which will go through some of the basic steps that we're going to be doing. So at this point, I invite you to find a nice, comfortable, seated position. It can be in a simple sitting pose or some variation of it on your mat, maybe with a little support under the hips to help keep the back straight. Or you could even do this practice sitting on a chair with a firm, straight back. So there's always choices here. And before we begin, I'd like to say namaste to April, who just enjoyed us. So I invite you to sit comfortably. Just rest your hands in your lap. Close your eyes and begin to open your breath. Breathing slowly and breathing deeply. And as you breathe, I invite you to focus your breath and your awareness to the center of the spine. And there to envision a silvery white tube going up through the center of the spinal cord, from the base of the spine around the tailbone, up through the crown of the head. This is chomunda, the central chant, central energy channel of the body. And now, as you breathe in, I invite you to feel a cool current of energy coming from the crown of the head down through this central channel back to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, feel a warmer current of energy rising upwards from the root of the spine through the crown of the head. So you're inhaling, bringing the energy down. Exhale, bringing the energy up. Just a slight pause between inhalations and exhalations. And just feel that energy coming down with the inhale, moving up with the exhale. This is called circular breathing, also known as Kriya Kundalini Pranayama. So as you breathe and as you move that energy downwards and upwards, I invite you to just very slightly, very gently, to focus your gaze behind your closed eyes upwards, focusing on your third eye. Agni chakra. And as you do this, you might notice a light effect. Maybe just a white or yellowish light. Some people see it as a circle, others as a ring. And something else some people see when they focus in this manner, gently focusing their eyes up toward the pineal, is a dark inverted triangle surrounded by light. So there's a variety of things that you might experience with this simple eye mudra. There's no particular right or wrong, just be aware of that experience as you breathe and move the energy. And now we're going to add one more component. We're going to incorporate a very simple mantra. The mantra of creative expansion, the mantra Om. So we begin by breathing inwards and downwards. And now we're going to sing the mantra as we move the energy up from the root through the crown. Om. 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 Now just relax your eyes behind your eyelids. Let go of the visualization, let go of the mantra, just let your breath return to normal. And just take a moment and just be aware of the effects of what we've just been doing. We just did 12 Kriyas, 12 rounds of Kriya. And you may find yourself more relaxed. Maybe just enjoying being in a state of stillness and silence, in a state where actually a lot of natural healing can take place. But just honor whatever the effects of the experience are. And when you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And Susan, namaste. Thank you for joining us. So this was a very simple form of Kriya Yoga. And there, like I said, there are different forms of it. But the different forms of Kriya generally have four different things in common. One is posture, sitting with your spine erect. The other is pranayama, so breathing deeply, yogic breath, moving that energy up and down through the central channel of the spine. The third is focusing your gaze up toward your third eye, the pineal region, Agnya chakra. And the fourth is the incorporation of mantra. Very often the mantra is Om, although other mantras can work with that. So those are really the four basic components of Kriya. And even just doing this simple type of meditation can be very powerful. Just taking a moment, grounding, centering, closing your eyes, breathing, moving the energy, focusing upwards, incorporating the mantra. The mantra can also be repeated silently, repeating Om with each inhalation and exhalation silently as well. That's another form of it. And starting out like we did with 10 to 12 Kriyas, 10 to 12 rounds, and gradually increasing it over time as it becomes more comfortable. And then taking that time for some deep, silent meditation. And that's really what these practices are leading you towards, is being able to rest in a state of stillness and silence, a place where really a non-dual awareness is being cultivated. This is sometimes referred to as the Turiya state of consciousness, and just resting in that state. And when you're doing that silent meditation, still, some things may manifest, thoughts, memories, mental pictures, etc. But when you're in that state, just observe whatever manifests. Let it come, let it pass, but just witness it from a non-attached manner. And like I said, a lot of wonderful natural healing can take place. Now, the form of Kriya Yoga that I'm going to be sharing with you, that I originally learned from Mira Pandey, the wife of the Pandit at the Chausati Yogini temple next to the river Ganges in Varanasi. And she learned a variation from her guru, a very well-known tantric guru by the name of Narayan Dutt Srimali. And Srimali's influence on what we'll be doing tonight is there's a puja, very simple puja ceremony that's associated, that we do in the beginning, and also a much stronger emphasis on preparatory mantras before we really go into the deep rounds of Kriya. And so something that I've been sharing with you these last few months, and for some of you actually these last few years, um, uh, Susan, for example, who's learned this practice from me quite some time ago, it helps to have a little altar kit. So, and this can just be from things that you have around your house already, some kind of plate to act as an altar surface, maybe a nice cloth underneath, some kind of water pot or Akman pot and spoon, and don't necessarily have to be that fancy either. It can just be a favorite cup and a small spoon of some kind to hold and sprinkle water with. Some kind of candle or lamp. What I'm using here is what's called a skunda from Nepal, and it's actually got the lamp and the water pot combined. An incense holder of some kind, a bottle of perfume oil, and this can be to your preference. Sandalwood is a very popular and traditional scent. This particular form of Kriya is strongly, we're going to work a lot with the goddess Kali, and musk or pine would be also good scents for Ma Kali. But again, depending on your preference, maybe also your tolerance to certain scents. This is something that you can very much customize for yourself. A mala of 108 beads to count our main mantra with. And the main mantra we're going to use is called the Nibarna mantra. This is a very powerful Devi mantra. Really, it can be used for several forms of the Divine Mother, especially Ma Durga or Kali. And finally, something to make offerings to. And when I originally learned the practice, a yantra was used for that. This is a small Sri yantra. This is a metal plate with the Sri chakra engraved on it. And this will be something you can lay offerings on or near. By the way, this is what the Sri chakra looks like. I'm sure many of you have seen this in a variety of places or different books. And what's nice about the Sri chakra is it's a really nice, just all around yantra design, spiritual diagram, where really you can use it to honor any form of the Divine Mother that you would choose. A yantra variation would be like this one on the high altar here, which is the Kali yantra. That one's very useful for this practice as well. And a variation of that you might do is if you have a Kali yantra or Sri yantra pendant, that can very much be your altar piece. And it's going to be an altar piece that's honored in the meditation and the puja. And then it's something that after the practice, you can wear throughout the day as a charged talisman. And then if a yantra is not available, you can always find a favorite stone or a favorite crystal, like this little natural garnet crystal. In Nepalese shamanism, crystals are regarded as natural yantras. Garnet is especially being a base chakra stone is very appropriate for Ma Kali. Although, again, any type of stone can work. Ones that are favorites of mine is if you can find a stone with a natural cleft to form a yoni shape, that would be very appropriate for the Divine Mother as well. So that's the basic equipment. And then for offerings, in addition to the water and the perfume, some kind of fruit or food, and flowers. So in the language of puja, we're working with the 5 elements. So we're giving 5 elemental offerings. This is sometimes called a pancha puja, or puja of 5. The flame for the fire element represents our consciousness and also our ability to transform. The incense for the air element represents our the mental form of our being. The perfume oil, the earth element, the physical. The food is the water element, our emotional selves. And when we're offering the flowers, that's the ether element, or our spiritual selves. Essentially what we're saying to the divine is we are offering ourselves. We are offering ourselves consciously and through our actions, through our intellectual side, through our physical selves, through our emotional selves, through our spiritual selves. We're offering ourselves to the divine and asking the divine to heal us, to transform us, and really to make us the instruments of the divine on this earth. Really, that is the object of Kriya. Through this focused meditation, we're shifting our awareness from without to within. And within, we're discovering that divine presence that exists in ourselves. And as we become aware of that, then we can let that power flow through us. So we are creating positive change on this plane. So if anyone does have questions coming up anytime during this, please feel free to type them in on the chat function, or you can always email me through my channel. And so because there is also a puja, a devotional component to this, something that you can always do before the meditation is to make a sankalpa. That is an intention, something for the energies of this work to go towards. So it can be for the healing or transformation of something within yourself, maybe to gain insights for something important. It could be just for something as simple as getting more in touch with the divine, both within and without. And we can also focus the energy of this practice toward others, people close to us who might be in need. And so with that, I would like to make a sankalpa this evening for the needs of everybody who is associated with this temple. People here in Denver. There are people in other parts of the United States. We also have people who watch our broadcasts from Italy and also India. And so I'd like to remember all of our temple friends this evening. Also our a temple very close to this one, Shiva Sai Mandir, and everyone associated with that temple. And finally, there's a friend of ours named Lupita, who's been hospitalized recently, and we'd like to remember her in our Sankalpa. And I invite all of you to make an intention for this practice tonight. Also, if you don't have the altar set up, that's okay. You don't necessarily need to have it. You can just follow the meditation, do the mantra, focus the energy, and you will still have a wonderful transformative experience through doing this. In the early portion, though, when we do the puja, I'm going to talk everyone through the steps. And if you have your altar kit with you, please feel free to use it. Or if you want to, you can assemble an altar kit together and replay this and some of the other Kriya-related broadcasts and follow along and learn this practice through experience if it speaks to you. So again, namaste, and I'm so glad that you're joining me this evening. So let's go ahead and begin our practice for tonight. Let's start by finding that comfortable seat or asana. Just sitting in some way that your back can be straight and you can sit comfortably for several minutes of meditation. We're going to start out with the opening puja, and then we're going to use the water pot to go into a blessing phase. We're going to bless ourselves both within and without and our surroundings by sprinkling water and repeating our mantra, Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamunda Viche, which is the Nivarna. We'll then do 108 rounds of that mantra. And then we're going to do another meditation. I know all of you have a particular aspect of the divine that you're close to. And so I'm going to give you the opportunity to repeat a second favorite mantra. I'm going to count it out on this second mala. And during that time, I invite you to chant another mantra that's a favorite of yours during that time. And then we'll go into the Kriya practice itself, just like we were doing as our warm-up. And we're going to do 36 rounds of Kriya altogether, and then go into silent meditation for a while. And then we'll do our closing. So I invite you to make any final preparations that you might need in terms of equipment you might be using, or just making yourself comfortable in your chosen space. Start to take some deep breaths. Let your awareness be separated from the cares of the day, the concerns of past and future, so that your awareness may be focused on the present moment as we do this practice. And express, maybe silently, a short sankalpa, if that feels right to do. And then bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And we'll open our practice by chanting Om 3 times. So inhale. Om. Om. Inhale and exhale. Slowly open your eyes. And so for the puja phase, we're going to continue with the Om chant like we did in the warm-up, moving the energy up as we chant Om, bringing the energy down as we inhale after each chant, and I'll guide you through the steps of the puja. So taking some water, sprinkling in your left hand. Om. Cleaning your hands, and then with your right hand, anointing your third eye and your heart. Om. And taking some water and cleansing the altar. Om. Lighting the lamp if you haven't already. Om. And picking up the lamp with your right hand and circling it 3 times. Om. Om. So this is just a very simple arati. You can also bless yourself with the flame. Om. And return it to the altar. Om. Picking up some incense and lighting it in the flame. Om. Circling the smoke 3 times. Om. Place it in the holder. Om. And then taking a little more water and just sprinkling it to cool the atmosphere. Om. And picking up the fruit and circling it 3 times. Om. Remembering always to offer with your right hand. Om. And then taking some perfume and putting a little on your middle or ring finger. Om. And anointing your yantra and any other devotional images you might have. Om. And anointing your third eye. Om. Om. Taking a flower, circling it 3 times. Om. And offering it to your yantra. Om. And giving reverence. Om. So this is just a very simple devotional puja ceremony. Everybody, I think, should be able to do a simple puja like this whenever they feel the need to do so. Some of you know me better. probably recognize that my Puja style is really an extension of this very simple one. You can definitely add and embellish on it. So now we're going to go into the blessing phase, where we're going to place our mantra into our surroundings and into our in and on ourselves. So we're going to use the chomunda or Navarna mantra, Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And first we take some water with the spoon, place it on our left hand, cover it with our right, and then we chant the mantra for the first time. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche, and then sprinkle the water overhead. Now we're going to take 3 sips of the water and chant the mantra each time. So put some more water in the left hand and sip. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. Second sip. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. Third sip. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And now this mudra, thumb, ring, and middle finger, placing that on the back of the head where the skull meets the spinal cord. And then we're going to flick away the remaining waters, like we're flicking away all the distractions that are going to get in the way of our meditation. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And now we're going to do a self-anointing, where we're going to anoint ourselves with water while chanting the mantra. So putting some more water in our left hand, dipping with all 5 fingers. And first we're going to anoint the corners of our mouth. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And then the sides of the nose. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. Then the outer corners of the eyes. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And then both ears. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. Both shoulders. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And both knees. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And flicking the water overhead again. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. So you can see those first 5, we're really honoring the 5 senses. And then our knees, really honoring our devotional side, how we kneel before the divine. And now we're going to do a final sanctification of the space. So we take some water in our left hand again. We're going to dip with all 5 fingers and first flick some water ahead. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. To the right. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. Behind. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. To the left. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And then over us. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And then we're going to take up the mala. Sprinkle it with some water to bless it. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. And then we're going to go ahead and chant our mantra 108 times with the help of our mala. And for those of you who don't have a mala at the moment, feel free to chant along with me. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche. Om Aing Reem Chamundaye Viche. Om Aing Rim Klim 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 Chamundaye Viche. And just feel the effects of the mantra. Feel its energies. Feel them going toward your sankalpa. Feel them within yourself and your surroundings. And finally, just let them settle into the earth for her healing. And then offer the mala. Offer a flower. And so you can do a number of mantras with this. You can add additional ones for different deities. My teacher, Mira, had a whole container full of malas that she had, and she would do this practice sometimes for 5 hours a day. But I'm going to take the second mala, and I'm going to invite you to spend the next few minutes just silently repeating any other favorite mantra that you might have, or if you can also just silently repeat Om, or do another round of the Varna mantra if that feels right. But this is an opportunity to customize what we're doing tonight a little to yourself and the deity that you're closest to. So I just took some water and blessed this mala, closing my eyes, and I'm just going to repeat another mantra silently and invite you to do the same. this point, I invite you to take a deep and clearing breath, letting the mantra go and just feeling its energies and its effects. And think of those closest to us who are also in need. And then as you feel the energy grounding, if you're using another mala, offer the mala and offer another flower. Bow to the divine. So this brings us to our Kriya proper, the actual Kriya practice. I'm going to do 36 rounds. I'm going to use this little mala to count that. So I invite you to, again, sit with a straight back. Just have your hands resting comfortably on your knees. You can use a particular mudra with your hand, with your fingers if you want to. Close your eyes. Focus your gaze just gently towards your third eye. We're going to chant Om, moving the energy up, and then inhale, bringing the energy back down. Letting your breath return to normal, keeping your eyes closed, and just resting in deep stillness and silence for a while. Just silently witnessing whatever might manifest as a result of this practice. And just letting yourself be in this moment. And take a deep and clearing breath. Just letting go of the meditation. Beginning to become aware of your surroundings again. The sound of my voice, the sound of anything else that might be in your surroundings. Allow yourself to become aware of your body and the sensation of it sitting in the place of your choosing. Start to move your fingers and your toes, your arms and your legs. Bringing the palms of your hands together, rubbing them together. And placing your warm hands over your eyes, slowly opening your eyes. Put a little light in between your fingers. Let your eyes adjust. Massage your face, your scalp, neck, shoulders, arms. And then again, coming back to Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Thanking those aspects of the divine that we honored this evening. Ma Kali and whoever you are honoring of your choosing. Giving gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice this evening. And namaste. Thank you. So, some other practice suggestions. If you don't have the altar kit or you want to do this practice, it's just not available, you can always do the puja portion of it as a manasa puja. There's a mental puja. That is, you're doing the puja in your mind's eye. As for the kriyas at the end, we did 36 rounds. That takes about 5 or 6 minutes to do. That's a relatively good start. You could start out with a lesser number if that's comfortable and work your way up. But you could do kriyas for as long as 20 minutes if that feels right. And then just let yourself have that silent meditation afterwards until you feel ready to begin coming out of it. Again, if you have any other questions, please feel free to write me at my YouTube channel. And something else I should mention is book 4 of my Kali meditation series, which is actually going to center on this practice that we did this evening and Kriya Yoga. It is now, I've completed the first edit and have begun the second edit on that. So that book will be available in the very near future on Amazon Kindle. So again, I want to thank you very much for joining me this evening. I wish you a pleasant and restful night tonight and a wonderful weekend ahead, and look forward to you joining me again on Tuesday. So namaste. Jai Mata Di. Blessings always. Thank you and good night.